Hi, my name is Stephanie Wise, and I'm giving my speech today, my persuasive speech on why it's not a good idea to homeschool your kids. Over the recent year, homeschooling has increased. The National Home Education Research Institution has stated that over 2 million students have been homeschooled. That's approximately 3.8% of the kindergarten through high school population. And this study was done in 2010. The reason I'm against homeschooling is for the following flaws. It shelters children from different cultures. There is zero requirement of education or degree to teach your kids at home. It leads to burnout, which can lead to abuse. And there's no standardized government regulation of homeschooling. My first main idea for my speech is the parents' education to teach. There's zero requirement to teach your kids at home. That means that parents don't require a GED or a high school diploma. It also means that they don't require any updates on their education. For instance, I do have college education in my background. I'm an LPN. However, that does not mean that I'm qualified to teach my kids at home. For my strong points in school were math. My weak points were English. However, having said that, there are so many updates on the curriculum of mathematics. For instance, the Common Core, which teaches the kids to do math in their head. The second main idea is when you're homeschooling your kids are sheltered from the community, which means they are not in the community to see the different types of cultures in school or to be able to learn how to deal with the conflicts of their peers. The most recent example that I have is with my second grade daughter. She has some conflicts at school with her peers, and she is going to a counselor to learn how to deal with those conflicts. If those conflicts aren't resolved and she does not learn how to stand up for herself or deal with those conflicts, this could lead into her adult life in the workplace. That's why we need to teach our kids how to deal with those conflicts early on. The other main idea is the burnout of the parents. Having to be in the same environment with the kids day after day after day, doing the same type of thing can lead to burnout. It can lead to exasperation. It can lead to anxiety and exhaustion, and it can lead to abuse. There's no actual state regulation for the standardization of homeschooling. For instance, each state has their own regulation. There's either a low regulation, a medium regulation, or a high regulation. The low regulation has no requirements. The parents aren't required to tell the state whether they're homeschooling at home. The state does not have to approve in the curriculum. They do not have to see the test results, and the kids do not have to be evaluated by a professional. The medium regulation involves the state knowing that the parents need to send in a state notification that they're homeschooling. The parents have to send in the achievement of the test scores, and the students have to be evaluated by a professional as to how they're coming along in the learning. And the high regulation includes a notification of the homeschooling by the parents, the evaluation of the student by the professionals, the achievement of the test scores, the curriculum approved by the state, the teacher qualifications of the parents, and the home visits by the state officials. And then the high regulation includes everything with what I just said with the high regulation. The high regulation includes everything. And how does it relate to abuse? Well, if you turn around, I was not able to get this on my printer, so we're going to improvise a little bit. Here are the numbers of the states per regulation categories. You can see that it varies by the year, and it varies by the low, medium, and high. But in the last column, the number of abuses, it does not have any type of pattern or correlation as to the low, medium, or high regulation. So as you can see, the valid points and support that I have against homeschooling, the average parent has no education unless you have a teacher's certificate and you keep up on your updates to provide education to their children. It can also lead to burnout, depression, exasperation, anxiety, which can lead to abuse. And even the homeschooling that is highly regulated does not prevent abuse from happening. It also affects our children. It affects how they're socialized. Even though they are socialized in the community with our group of friends and families, they're not socialized outside of that group, which means they don't have exposure to different cultures or conflict with their peers, and they do not learn how to resolve their issues with their peers. So I hope this will persuade you in the future not to homeschool your kids and not to support homeschooling. Thank you very much.